Hello everyone, I'm Rodney from 3dgameman.com, and today I'm looking at the Compro TN95W Cloud Network Camera. It comes in this informative box that has lots of pictures as well as features and specifications about the product on it. Also, it is plastic wrapped. Now let me take that off and let's see what's inside. Included is a power adapter, a couple of plastic wall anchors along with 2 screws, a wireless and adapter, the camera itself, along with a Category 5E cable, and it's in this plastic bag. At the bottom is an installation disc, a quick guide for that wireless adapter, and a quick start guide for the camera. Let's first go through some of these specifications, starting with the camera. It comes with a 1/3 inch progressive scan CMOS sensor. The focal length is 1.96 millimeters, and the maximum aperture ratio is f2.0. Now this camera can illuminate. It has 6 LEDs in total, so that's cool for nighttime. And the maximum zoom on this is 10 times, but it is of course a digital zoom. The focusing ranges from 1 meter to infinity, and the shutter time is 1/5 to 1/16,000th of a second. Now you can do stills as well as videos with this. As for stills, it is MJPEG, and the video is H.264, but it's MPEG-4 Part 10. Now the resolution is going to vary. It depends on what you want it to set it at, but you can do 1280 by 720, so it does do 720p, not 1080p, and you can do resolutions lower than that, all the way down to 160 by 120. The frame rate is up to 30 frames per second, and that, by the way, is at 720p. And the image settings, well, they're adjustable. You can adjust the size and quality, as well as, the brightness, contrast, saturation, and sharpness. Now, thankfully, this camera has two-way audio because it has a built-in speaker and a built-in microphone, and that's something that a lot of these cameras don't have. Now, not only does this come with a 10 base T auto sensing RJ45 network connection on the back, which is, of course, a hardwired connection, it comes with this wireless and adapter, which is connected in at the top. And this will give you 802.11b, G, and N wireless functionality. As for security, you can do a username and password protection, plus WEP, WPA, and WPA2 encryption. And it supports all kinds of protocols like TCP/IP, HTTP, UDP, FTP, and so on. I'll list the rest on the screen. Plus, you can update the firmware on this easily online. Access it using pretty much any web browser, so any device that has a web browser, and of course all the popular smartphones. Now let's have a closer look. As you can see, it is all white. Comes with this really nice stand. You can lock it into position, any position really. As well, you can remove it from the stand just by unscrewing it like so, and this is to mount it on the wall. And by the way, this base comes right off as well, so you can mount the base on the wall and snap it to this and then screw it back on the camera. At the top is a USB wireless adapter port. Here is a status LED of the lens, a speaker. This is the PIR sensor, the infrared LED, and at the bottom here is a little teeny tiny hole for the microphone. And on the left side is a micro SD card slot. At the back there's a 10100 base T network connection. Here's where the power adapter gets connected. A quick reference code. This is for adding the camera. And these are a couple of network activity LEDs. And at the very bottom is an information sticker that has the pin number on it, as well as a serial number on it, and the MAC address. Now, setup on this is really easy, whether you are hardwiring it using an RJ45 cable or using the wireless and USB adapter. If you are hardwiring it, simply connect the power cord into it, then go ahead and connect the network cable into the unit and then into your router, and you should be pretty much ready to go using, of course, either your smartphone's app or on your browser, going through it that way. By the way, I will show you the different setup options on this in just a minute. Now, if you're using the wireless and USB adapter, it's pretty much as simple, especially if you have a router that has a WPS button on it. Just connect the wireless and the USB adapter into the unit, then go ahead and press the WPS button on the router, then press reset on the unit, and you should get a blue light on the front indicating that everything is fine. Now there's a couple of ways of installing a camera or cameras, either on your smartphone or other device and computer system. You can download the app, install it, and then create an account and log in, and then add a camera, and then you can adjust the settings. If you are on a computer system, you need to install Java, then go ahead and log into your account and really go through the same procedure. Add the camera and adjust the settings. So let me go ahead here and log in. It will ask me to add a camera, so I will scan for it. The code is on the back. It's found it. And within a few seconds, it has found it. And you can hear me. Now this is one great feature about this particular unit. You've got two-way communication. Let me just go on the other side of the room here, and I will talk, and you will be able to hear me. And this is a big plus for this particular device. You can also sound a siren if you want to, and take a snapshot. Okay, so let's go through the different options and settings that you have. Now I'm using a web browser here, but you pretty much have all these options within the app. You'll see a list of the camera or cameras that you have. You can add a camera, delete a camera, and click here to go into the camera settings. You can also refresh this list as well. You can see a live view of a single camera or multiple cameras. These events you can save and delete as well. You have complete control over the camera. You can zoom all the way in, all the way out. You can adjust it, move it around, pretty darn neat, and click in the middle if you want to return it to home. You can also take a snapshot, talk, and set off the panic. Okay, so let's go into the camera configurations. First of all, within camera, you can change the name of the camera. I would recommend that you add a password. You can as well flip the camera, which is good because in some cases you might have to mount the camera upside down. As for stream, well, you've got all kinds of different video settings for the stills and the video. Resolutions, again, I've gone through this already, 720p, 30 frames per second, and the quality as well. Audio, different options here, plus you can disable it if you want to. Notifications, lots of notifications. You can enable motion detection, and you have a bunch of sensitivity options for that. PIR detection, you can enable or disable. Audio detection, you can enable or disable that. Again, sensitivity options for that. Also, you can enable cloud storage for the snapshots. As for sharing, you can enable the camera sharing if you have a friend's account. And you can enable private mode. Now, to give you some idea how this performs at night, well, just have a look. It's pretty much pitch black here. This is a super versatile cloud network camera. I mean, it has an excellent lens plus two-way communication, which is brilliant. You can do video as well as capturing stills. It pretty much has everything that you should be looking for in a camera if you are thinking about, you know, adding security, whether it's to your home or your office. Now, this is not an outdoor camera, but if you're looking for an indoor camera, this is excellent. Overall, without a doubt, this is a kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.